A well-to-do looking old man calls out to you. Care to try your luck? You decide to tempt fortune. The old man says that if you can roll a higher number than specified, you'll win a prize at no cost. However, a meager roll will require you purchase the prize from him at an inflated price. Now then, let's begin. Today's prize is... The old man pulls something from his bag. You take a die from the old man and give it a squeeze. It's do or die. Your wager with the old man pays off. He hands you your prize and says, "This is only the beginning," before taking his leave. Laddie appears to have found something on the roadside. You look where she is pointing and spot a small drawstring pouch lying on the ground. Inside the pouch is a simple but beautiful necklace. Laddie's eyes light up at the sight of it. You gently place the necklace around Laddie's neck. Though she initially looks confused, when you say, "It looks nice on you," her cheeks flush slightly and she smiles. A thief appears. The brigand points at Laddie's simple necklace and yells, "Give that back." He continues, insisting in a rather courteous tone, "That necklace was something I stole from an accessory shop in Hero's Dominion." As the thief would have you believe, he pilfered the bauble from the shop and then dropped it in the midst of his escape. He's been looking for it ever since. He grabs for it and tries to wrench it off Laddie's throat. You've no choice but to fight to defend your ally. Fight him off. You look down at the thief, splayed flat on the ground, and say a few words of admonishment. If you take anything away from this, let it be that you should stop plying the pilfering trade. The brigand seems to regret what he's done and cries back, "Please listen. I want to return the stolen necklace to the shop I took it from." Honeyed words alone will not let you trust this wayward larcener. You choose not to hand over the necklace. However, the thief does not give up. Practically bawling at this point, he makes a tear-filled appeal. "I just want to make up for the wrongs I've done." You believe the thief's tears of regret are genuine, so you take the simple necklace from Laddie and hand it over. The thief bows his head deeply and then heads off in the direction of Hero's Dominion. You happen to look down and spot a dingy charm on the ground. It seems the thief dropped it as he left. On the back of the charm is a child's writing. "Daddy, do your best at work." "Kind of prone to dropping things, isn't he?" you utter, somewhat flabbergasted, as you slip the charm into your pack. Congrats. You come across an open-air stall. A sign reads, "Huge Sale." As you peer into the stall, a merchant whirls around to greet you. He explains that everything is on sale, and he hopes you'll buy something. It seems he'll get in trouble with his boss if he brings back any goods unsold. The peddler is closing up the stall to head back to his boss. "See you another time," he says. "You cannot shop here anymore." Don't hold back. You make your way through the gorge, its walls of russet stone towering above you. It too is littered with the bones of fallen warriors and their sandblasted blades. Unnerved, you steal only brief glances at them as you charge ahead, but you notice Laddie regards them with a certain sadness. No one says a word for quite some time. Isn't that the Dominion? Lack chirps from its resting place in Laddie's hood, breaking the silence. Indeed, the gorge gives way to a large basin, at the center of which presumably lies Hero's Dominion. Laddie wipes the sweat from her brow and shuffles toward a nearby rock to sit down. "Stop! That's a monster!" you shout, too late to prevent it from attacking poor Laddie. In one swift blow, a wild-eyed boy strikes the monster down. "You all right?" he barks, turning to Laddie. Unfortunately, it seems the enemy was not alone. More of them appear behind you, closing in fast. A man's voice emerges from the helmet and suit of armor before you. "Those worthy of being maiden must never let their guard down, Lavia," it chides. "I know, Gladio. I know," the boy grimaces. What luck! It appears you've bumped into the Crimson Maiden completely by chance, which would make this Gladio fellow, in all the armor, the Crimson Attendant. This is all terribly convenient. You get straight to the point, explaining that you need to borrow the Maiden's relic. The Crimson Maiden appears startled by your sudden request. "Apologies, but we're in a hurry," he says curtly. Apparently, a foul beast the Dominion uses for blood sport has escaped, and it has fallen to the Crimson Maiden to recapture it. Unwilling to let these two out of your sight after such a fortuitous meeting, you agree to help them track the beast down. This must be a stela of the Isle's guardian spirit. You find a beast lurking in the shadows of the valley, but it does not appear to be the one that the Crimson Maiden is searching for. It glares at you. Seems you're not getting out of this without a fight. Ouch. Your stance keeps slipping. Gladio hisses at Lavia as soon as the final blow's been struck. Sorry, Lavia shoots back and resumes scanning the area for monsters. You find a beast huddled in a small burrow in the rock wall, but it does not appear to be the one that the Crimson Maiden is searching for. Nevertheless, it is not happy to have an intruder in its home and attacks. The party readies for battle. And fight. Excellent. Teamwork makes the dream work. You find a beast and immediately raise your sword to it. but it does not so much as flinch. Upon further inspection, it looks like a falling rock or something has crushed the poor creature's life right out of it. "It's dead," Lavia says flatly. Lack and Laddie suddenly exhale, hands pressed to their chests in relief. Gladio, sensing an imminent threat, tells everyone to be on their guard. The clanking of heavy chains precedes the appearance of a massive beast. Blood drips from the iron hammers clutched in its fists. The party grips their own weapons ever tighter, fighting their own looming sense of fear. Magnificent. maiden launches one last attack as his attendant strikes the beast with the pommel of his sword. At last, the feral fiend falls silent. Lack and Laddie break out into a round of applause, which Levia greets with a smile and a playful swipe of his nose. "We're not done," Gladio reminds the party. He binds the beast in chains, hoists it up with one hand, and carries it back toward the Dominion. You never did get to ask about the maiden's relic in the end. You follow them back to Hero's Dominion in hopes of rectifying that oversight. Hero's Dominion. A place so renowned, stories of it reached you across the vast sea. The cries of powerful warriors pierce the air, though it's impossible to tell if they're cries of joy or pain. Levia informs you that the Dominion attracts all manner of warriors who long to prove their strength in battle. There are even more than usual, he says, thanks to the tournament that's due to begin soon. The party makes their way to the arena, eager to return the captured monster to its cage. The woman's eyes dart between you as she scribbles something in her notebook. She who controls the information controls the fight, she says, before asking how powerful you are. To hear this man tell it, the last maiden was a proper hero of war. Compared to her, well, he trails off as a heavy sigh of disapproval forces its way out of him. The maiden's shrine yet stands, though you think it looks rather forlorn. Clearly, it has been neglected in favor of the arena. Watch yourself. Folks around here'll use any excuse to start a fight, the woman warns you. You can't help but notice the glint of a knife in her belt. Apparently, battles with captured monsters in the arena are quite the spectacle. There is one ferocious beast, she explains, that has vanquished every warrior to have challenged it. The man stands stock still, silently praying over those whose lives were lost in the arena this day. You stepped on my foot, the man says, squaring up to you mere inches from your face. You have no memory of stepping on anything even vaguely foot-like. You apologize profusely, hoping to avoid any trouble. "Aw, we were supposed to duke it out," he says, clearly disappointed. "I'm gonna apprentice with the attendant," the man boasts. He drops to the ground and manages a mere 5 push-ups before collapsing in exhaustion. The innkeeper challenges you to an arm wrestling match in lieu of any greeting. You handily defeat her. She then informs you that strong warriors such as yourself get to rent rooms free of charge. You and your party can stay however often you'd like. As you walk away, you're fairly certain you hear her bitterly complaining that she's yet to win a single match, and that her business is doomed. "We need the money. The kids have to eat," the woman says to herself, seeming ready to put her life on the line to win. "No, no, I forgot my salve," the man yells in a panic. A sudden calm washes over him. Oh, wait, there was a merchant back in the vestibule. What an emotional ride this man's life must be. The man eagerly awaits his turn in the ring. "My quarrel is not with humans," he says gravely. You take that to mean he'll only be fighting monsters out there. Gladio drops the monster in front of the reception desk with a wet, meaty thud. "I felled it," Livia says without hesitation. "I expected nothing less," the man behind the desk says with a hearty laugh. It quickly becomes clear, however, that this compliment was intended for Gladio. Livia chafes, but at least the beast has been returned. The party makes its way back out of the arena. "What's a runt like you come to the arena for?" the warriors sneer in Livia's direction. His blood clearly boiling, Livia spins around on a heel and raises his fist. "Say that one more time," he shouts. Fists raised and eyes locked. You can see they'll come to blows any second now. You reckon Livia's no match for his opponent and decide to intervene on his behalf. "Don't get yourself hurt," Laddie's eyes seem to say. "Wouldn't dream of it," you think to yourself as you dodge a fist. You glance over at Lack, whose finger is buried in its nose. Rude. Seeing that you're preoccupied with rage, your opponent lands a healthy blow. "Enough," Gladio barks by way of intervention. Despite picking the fight in the first place, The warriors show no interest in going up against the attendant. They slink off, complaining bitterly as they do so. By all accounts, Livia endures rather crude treatment, despite being a maiden. You snap out of your thoughts when Gladio turns and thanks you for aiding in the monster's capture. He tells Livia to show you to the inn, as if to suggest everyone could use a rest after that fight, and takes his leave. You arrive at the inn, eager to rest. You mention to Livia once more what brings you to the West Isle. You speak of the current state of Omega Isle and how the maiden's relics are key to saving the island. Livia hears your tale in full, only to politely decline your entreaty. He pauses for a moment, lost in thought. "I'm not the maiden," he confesses rather abruptly. Lack helpfully explains that since Livia is not an official maiden, his relic is no more than an ordinary weapon, and therefore of no help to Laddie. He explains that while it's true he was born into a long line of maidens, he has not been recognized as the maiden on account of being a man. That his mother, the previous maiden, fell in battle, and he has simply been named as maiden to fill the role in the interim. Livia, his confession complete, bids you farewell and walks off. Clearly, the maiden's circumstances are as varied as the islands on which they live. Lack floats in the air, its mouth gently opening and closing. You presume it to be asleep. You lift your hands close to its ear and clap once, with vigor. "Explosions! Help! We're all gonna die!" it shrieks, shooting even further into the air. Laddie sits in the chair, head bobbing in a desperate, if futile, struggle against sleep. She's no doubt exhausted from all the fighting. Everyone is plainly spent from a day of fighting. The time has come for rest. "Enter the maiden's match with me," Livia blurts out nonsensically, barreling into your room. Livia says he simply wants to win the tournament and gaze smugly at all the people who've called him weak over the years. "It's a special tournament, and it starts soon," Livia explains breathlessly. "As it happens, they'll select the next maiden from the winners. A fitting festival for the might-obsessed hero's dominion, you think. But will they actually recognize Livia as the next maiden if he wins?" You think back on how the citizens of the Dominion treat Livia. How hard he works at a dangerous occupation, yet receives no respect for it. You can hear the pain of it in his voice every time he speaks. "All right, it's a deal," you say. "Besides, Fighting people from all sorts of different places sounds like fun. When does it? You begin. But Lavia cuts you off with an excited, tomorrow. The sun is dazzling on this, the morning of the tournament. The clanking of blades echoes all around you. Let's get to reception quick, Lavia chirps as he joins you en route to the arena.